Good evening and welcome back to the channel. So finally we're going to have a look at this lot. Sorry it's taken so long to get around to it. It's just been, the last 2 weeks have been very hectic in the real world, if you will. But we're here and we're going to have a look at this lot. These are from Bath and Body Works. You may or may not be familiar with them. This is the Disney Princess collection. They've been out since roughly 2 weeks ago, I suppose, possibly 3 in the UK. That is. This is the first time I've had a chance to look at them close up. I did make a short video of them when they were on display in the shop, which if you have a look through my videos you'll find that under Bath and Body Works. Anyway, here they are. I'm also going to show you a combination that goes very well together. Anyway, let's have a look at them then individually. So there's several together. So one by one. These are, by the way, they're not perfumes, they're body mists. So they don't actually have notes as such as a perfume would. But I'm going to give it my honest opinion of each one and tell you if I think they're worth it, if I think they're worth you actually going out and buying any of them. Anyway, here we go. So the first one then this is Belle, Disney Princess Belle. Now this is a 75 ml or 2.5 fluid ounces. It's a recyclable container, plastic, obviously. So this one's Belle. So we're gonna have a sniff of this one, just to see what it smells like. So this is Disney Princess Belle, obviously Beauty and the Beast. So, wow, okay. So, what do I smell there? Well, yeah, okay. It's a bit of amber, maybe a hint of vanilla in there as well. Very soft, obviously. Very soft scent. Yeah, it's a bit of it's quite nice. Yeah, it's quite nice. It certainly reflects Belle, from Beauty and the Beast. Very elegant. Yeah, it's quite nice, that one. Bit of amber in there, bit of vanilla. It's it's a very nice scent, that, actually. So that one's Belle. This next one is, I'll just show you a close-up, actually. That one was Belle. You can see that. As I say, these containers are fully recyclable plastic. And they're not harmful, obviously, to the atmosphere. Right, so this next one is Disney Princess Collection. This is Rapunzel. Again, it's a fine fragrance mist. So this is Rapunzel. Ooh. This is a bit different. That's quite woody, actually. Yeah, it's a very different. Because Rapunzel is a little bit more feisty, isn't she? Obviously from Tangled. That's quite woody. A nice, and still very nice, but it's very woody, that one. A woody scent, a bit musky too. It's quite nice. So that's Rapunzel. That's very different from Belle. Very different indeed. Okay, so next one we have here. This is Disney Princess Collection Mulan. So this is Mulan. Sorry, I do apologise. I didn't show you Rapunzel. So that's Rapunzel. That one there. And this one, as I say, this is Mulan. Hope you've seen the new movie Mulan. It's very good. Let's see what this one smells like. I'll find the nozzle. There we go. I'm just going to wait a couple of seconds, just so I don't get nose blindness, because that is the thing. Nose blindness is, in case you don't know, when you smell so much stuff, there's a point where your nose sort of switches off, and you can't smell anything apart from everything else around. Apart from what you're not supposed to be smelling. Your nose just switches off from what you've got in front of you, and you can smell stuff like body odor. This nose blindness anyway. So let's try Mulan. Right. Oh yes. That's very oriental, that one. Very oriental. It's almost like sakura. The sakura tree, very oriental. That's lovely. That's a really nice scent. Very different from those two. It's blossom. Very oriental. Very nice scent, that one. Mulan. Very different from Rapunzel, and very different from Belle as well. So this next one is Disney Princess Aurora body mist. So that's what it looks like. This is Aurora, and you're obviously Aurora is the Sleeping Beauty. So let's try this one. So this is Aurora. Oh, that's very feminine. That's sleek. That's very different again. That's almost like Victoria's sponge pudding. Very, very sleek. A little hint of strawberry perhaps in there somewhere. A bit sugary maybe, but very nice. Very different from those. So that's Aurora. It's so sort of subtle that it almost isn't there. It almost disappears, but it's nice. It's a little hint of strawberry in there. It's nice. Okay, this next one is Disney Princess Life's a Fairy Tale. This one. I'll just show you the container. So this is Life's a Fairy Tale. This one. Okay, so let's try this one. Amber, bit of amber in there. Very light. Amber musk, I would say. Yeah, very light though. Very light scent, that one. Life's a Fairy Tale. That one. Very light. Very different from the others again. Okay, this one is, let's see, Disney Princess Snow White. So I'm expecting, I suppose, apple with this one. So let's have a go. Oh yeah. Now, interestingly though, it's not It doesn't. There is apple there, but it's not. It's oh, hang on. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, it's definitely it's not green apple. It's red apple. Yeah, red apple, definitely. Obviously, because it's Snow White. So that was that's Snow White. That's the red apple one. That's nice. That's literally apple. That one. Last but not least, we have Disney Princess Tiana. So this is Tiana. There we are. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, that's nice. Tiana. That's very yeah, that's quite good. That's very exotic. But I wouldn't expect anything less from that from Tiana. Very exotic. Oh, lots of stuff in there actually. Very subtle, but lots of it. Very exotic fruit, I would say. Kumquats, mangoes, maybe a hint of banana, other bits and pieces, coconut perhaps. Yeah, very exotic that from Tiana. Now I've had a good look at all these and a good smell of them all. Which one do I like the best? Well, I've got a couple of favourites, I think. Tiana was very nice. That's very exotic. What else? Tiana and Snow White was obviously very appley. I'm going to come back to that in a moment because I want to show you a combination that goes very well together. Not sure about Life's a Fairy Tale. It sort of faded away a little bit. But definitely Tiana and Snow White are very good. And I think Rapunzel as well. Yeah. Those three are my favourites, I think. The others are very nice. Well, actually, having said that, I think I mentioned Mulan was very oriental. So yeah, I think those are my four favourites. So I think Mulan, Rapunzel, Snow White and Tiana are my favourites. These, not so much. Belle, Aurora and Life's a Fairy Tale, they were very soft fragrances. These were very unusual fragrances. So Mulan, Rapunzel, Snow White and Tiana are the best ones, I think, for me. Yeah. So I'm going to go for those four are the best ones for me. These three not so much. Very nice, but they're a bit softer, I think. But if you're a mum looking for something for your young teenage daughter, if they're into Disney, I think they'll love these because they're not too strong. They're nice and subtle. They're a bit of fun as well, I think. So for youngsters, these are nice soft fragrances. So the Belle, the Aurora, and the Life's a Fairy Tale will be ideal for youngsters, I think, young kids. These four are unusual. So young teenagers, Tiana, Snow White, Rapunzel and Mulan are my favourites, I think, out of all of them. Especially Mulan. Mulan was very unusual. Now, I want to move on just before I finish to something that my wife happened upon, actually. The fragrance Snow White. There, that's the full size one, by the way. That's the apple, the full size. Because it's apple, it goes very nicely, a very nice combination with this. This is Donna Karan, New York, DKNY, apple. DKNY apple, because it's notes of apple, goes very nicely with Snow White apple. So those two together I highly recommend, because my wife's been wearing them recently and they are, I said, what are you wearing? And she told me, DKNY apple and Snow White body spray. So that's the perfume, this one, DKNY, with the body mist. Those two I would highly recommend wearing together. They work very nicely indeed. So if you're looking for something that's a nice combination, appley, very pleasant, there we are. DKNY and Snow White. Wear those two together, they're lovely. Okay. So there we are. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm sorry it took so long to get around to doing it, but we finally we got there in the end, didn't we? So just to reiterate, Mulan, Rapunzel, Snow White and Tiana are my favourites from the Disney Princess Collection. The Aurora, Belle and Life's a Fairy Tale are nice, but they're very subtle. They're the softer fragrances. So would I recommend them? Definitely recommend them, especially these four. So have a look in Bath and Body Works. They're really nice. They are. And also DKNY goes with Snow White apple. Those two together, lovely. It was just a happy coincidence that we happened to find those two. So there you are. Hope you enjoyed this particular video. There will be plenty more on the way. Now that the weather is better, I'm experimenting with filming outside in my back garden. So look out for plenty more. In the meantime, be kind. Kindness always repays kindness. Have a lovely, magical evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.